Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a good looking puzzle in front of us. It's called Lines in the Sky by Walk. And I think we've done this rule set before a little while back, but honestly I can't remember. I know I've seen this before, I just can't remember if I've had a puzzle with this one on the channel. So we'll jump into this one and see what that is, but just as a precursor, that's why I think this one is pretty interesting. I don't see them very often, this thing. So let's get into the rules and so you can understand what the heck it is I'm talking about. So we've got normal 9x9 Sudoku. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain, the digits 1 through 9 once each. Then we have digits or adjacent digits along a green German whisper line must differ by at least 5. So that's these two guys here. So this one here, whatever its value is, this one will be 5 away from it. This one will be 5 away from that one, and so on and so forth. We also have digits along a purple Renban line must form a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. So these are the two Renban lines. Here it could be like 1, 2, 3, 4. They are a set of consecutive digits in any order. Then we have box borders divide each blue line segment or line into segments of the same sum of values. So those are region sums, and those are the final two lines we have here. We'll get to the little circles in a second. Essentially, it means that these two digits, whatever they add up to, will be the value of this line, and then every section of the line in each section or each new region will add to that same value or just have that value in total. And then we have the skyscraper lines. So, and this is the one that I think we've done before. I just cannot recall if I ever put a video of it, but circles on lines are line skyscraper clues. So a digit on a line's circle counts the number of digits seen when traveling from the circle to its end/ends, excluding itself. So let's just jump in there. This is a circle. It's going to be looking from the circle to this end, and it's going to be looking from the circle to this end. This digit here is going to be telling us, not including itself, how many of these cells it can see in terms of a skyscraper. So if this was a 2, let's say, and this was a 4, this was a 3, and this was a 7, well, in terms of skyscrapers, because skyscrapers are how tall the building will be is dependent on the value given. So this was a 2, it's looking this way. This is a 4-story skyscraper. This is a 3-story skyscraper, so you can't see the 3-story skyscraper behind the 4-story one. And then the 7-story, which you will see because it's up even higher. So you will see 2 values on the line from this position, and doesn't include anything else. It just is the line itself. And the exact same concept would occur in this direction. And of course, we have circles on all of the lines. And to finish off this little bit of the clue is a digit is seen if it is larger than all the digits before it. I explained that in the skyscraper rules. And then both arms must result in the same count if a circle is not on one line ends. So in the example I gave, this was a 2. You'd have to be able to see 2 from this direction and 2 along this direction. So you'd be turning the corner, but you'd still be able to see these on the line. And that'll apply for, again, all of them. So those are the rules. Hopefully everybody got that and is good to go. Link's going to be in the description below. Let's give this thing a try and see if we can get it. So where do we want to start? I think we have to get something going in terms of possible options. So let's look at the region sum to start, or region sums to start. Well, this may not be the best way to go, but we're going to start there. This digit here has to be from 6, 7, 8, or 9 because it acts as a region sum, so it's a singular digit. And there's minimum 3 in this portion of the region. Now, we don't really have... Oh, we do actually. This is 3 here, so this is also 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is getting to be a high digit on these guys. Now, I guess we can also start to think about the dots in relation to those, or the circles, however you prefer to think of them. This circle can only see 3 other spaces. So the most it can ever be is 3. And it doesn't matter that this thing extends multitude of places. The max this can ever be is 3, because it has to be the same going both directions. This is the same here. It's 1, 2, or 3. Now, the next question is going to be, can we further reduce these items from this perspective? Or do we have to start thinking about something else? Ooh, that hurt. A piece of my mustache got caught on the tab there. Fun. What can we say about any of these? Is there something we can do on these, or have I started in the wrong position? Let's think. Because, I mean, we could think about this set of 3 digits. And, yeah, what we might have to think about this guy in kind of its entirety to maybe reduce what this could be. Because there's no way this is actually going to be a 1. Because if it is, this has to be a 9. So this can't be 1. Because if it only sees 1 digit, the very first digit it sees has to be... Well, I guess it doesn't really have to be that high, does it? Let's think about that. Yeah, but it still works out. Because even if you think about how low could you possibly go here? Well, I guess 6 is the lowest, right? Because you could technically have a 1, 6, 2, but then you don't really. Because if this is a 1 and this is a... Wait, hold on a second. 1, 6, 2, that creates, it only sees that 1. That would be 9 here. These would have to add 2. I guess that could work now that I think about it. I just had to kind of get my brain to wrap around what is what. Okay, so let's forget that for a second, because that doesn't seem like it's getting us where I want to go, at least not in that particular thread of logic. These two... Trying to think of a good way to go about these. I haven't done a lot of these particular rule sets, so I don't really necessarily have a good thought process of what the little tips and tricks are, you know? Because there are certainly other rule types where you can just instantly say, like, kind of like we did here, like, oh, this has to be 6, 7, 8, 9, because these have to be 3 digits. But since I don't really have any given thought processes about how these work, I don't have that info to work with. So what else could we then think about? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a fairly large Renban as well. And, well, these 2 digits are going to appear here as well, but I don't know if that's super helpful. We know this is going to be 7 cells, so it's going to have the digits 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on it. But I don't think that's going to, again, I don't know if it's going to do too much for us. At least not yet. Okay, so what can we possibly do here? We're going to have to figure out one of these things in some fashion. I don't think the German Whisper is actually helping us at the moment. Because usually you can just say, where does, 5, 4, and 6 go here, but I don't think we have enough reduction for that to actually help. Because we know in the basics in the row, we know one of these 3 is a 5, but we can't necessarily reduce the 4 or the 6 too much other than saying it could be in these groupings. Because obviously if you have a 4 on a German Whisper, it can only pair with a 9. If you have a 6 on a German Whisper, it can only pair with a 1. Okay, so what else can we see with this thing? Good question. I don't think I know the answer to it just yet. Is it possible to reduce these guys in any real useful sense? Because if this was a 6, this is clearly a 1, 2, 3. But the digit in the circle here could be either of those. Well, it would most likely not be a 1, but it certainly could be a 3, which means it would see. Well, actually, that wouldn't work. At least not that in particular. Because how would you ever see these, all 3 of these, if this is a 3? These would have to be a 4, 5, 9. Now that could work. This was a 3. Then you could only see 3 of these. 3, 4. If this is a 3 and this was a 9, we'd have 6 left over, so it'd be a 1, 5 or 2, 4 left over. You would always see one of those at least, but then, yeah, it seems like there's multiple ways this could go. So I don't know if this is getting us in any way, shape, or form. Let's just go down the line of all of these guys and just see what the max and mins are, and then maybe something will group together. Because this, again, is going to be 1, 2, 3. This could be a lot of things. This could be 1, 2, or 3. Okay, there we go. Didn't pay attention whatsoever to what that could do. This guy here could be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now we know that we have a starting point. It's taken me way too long to get to that starting point. This is a German Whisper. These are low digits. Neither one of these can actually be a 4. These are all high digits, 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s. These here can't be 6s. Anything else we can learn from this? 1, 2, this, there. Well, this can no longer be a 3, because this one is always obscured. And, well, I guess it could still be a 2. Because this could be like a 7, and this could be an 8 or a 9. Something along those lines. Is there anything else there? I don't think so. Let's continue this guy, though. Because you are low digits as well. You can't be 4. So we do get a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad. These are 7s, 8s, and 9s. What else does that say for us? Doesn't really say that either one of these has to be something. Because we can always have a 1, 2 pair that allows a 7. We could always have a 3, 4 pair, or something like that. That's a 9. A 2, 3 for the 8, etc., etc. So, is there something about these digits now that could become useful? Or do we look at this guy and try to get more lows and highs? 3, 4, 5, 6. Because we can fill these guys in their options, but it could go all the way up to 6. So anywhere between, yeah, anywhere in there would work. And I don't know that we can necessarily say what's what. Okay. Is there any more deductions we can make on these guys. I guess this, well, this one is a little bit restricted, right? Because it can only be 5 or 6. Because this is the 3-cell region sum, so we can't go above 6. But the fact that this is a 5 or a 6 is going to reduce this, because this can't be 6 or 7. So it has to be 8 or 9 at this point. Now, there's 2 already seen, so this is not 1. 5, 6, 7. I think that means this has to be a 1 or a 2, because the bare minimum we're at a 7. Which means, well, doesn't mean much on this side, but, well, I guess we do have a 1, 2, 3 here. Which means these have to be from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now there's never going to be a 9. There's never going to be an 8. I think this just has to be, this just has to be a 4, 5 pair now. This is going to force the 9. Okay, we're moving in the right direction now. So brain is starting to function. That's a good thing. This is not 9. This is not 9. Let's go back to this guy now, because these 3 have to add to 9. The question is going to be, do we have any real restriction here just yet? I don't think we do, because it could be 6, 1, 2, or it could be 5, 1, 3. Those would all be acceptable. Now, this being 2 or 3 means only one more of these could possibly be visible. I guess that is possible, though, because this could be a 5, which would allow a 6, 7, or an 8. Well, even if it's a 6, you could still have a 7 or an 8 in here that you could see. Okay. Well, what else do we have? These will be from 6, 7s, 8s, and 9s as well. I don't think that helps us at the moment, though. What about the 9? I was going to say here, because I saw the Renban. Just means one of these 3 is a 9. Boop-a-doop. Yeah, not necessarily. Okay. Let's think further. We can't determine which one unless we figure out what this is. We can't determine the orientation of these. Because if this is a 2, this will be a 1, and this will be a 5. That would block the 4 to allow the 2 to occur. If this is a 3, this is whatever it is, and this is 4, then 5 to allow the 3. Okay. What else? I guess we know one of these. Okay, that's better, and we could have seen it without even thinking about this. One of these has to be a 4, so there has to be a 9 on this thing, which means this one is the 1, which is the 4. So let's get rid of all that. This can't be 9. That 4 doesn't see anything just yet. One of these 2 has to be a 3, so this has to be an 8. This is not 8. All right, getting a little bit here now. Just taking a minute to get going, but we are. Now, we see 2, so 1 is out. And we can only see 2, so this is 2. Okay, now we can resolve these. This is 1, this is 3. Now we're moving again. This has to be 3, so this has to be 4 and 5. This 3 says this can no longer be 6, so it is 5. And this is 1 to be able to make 9. This is not 1 or 3, so it's 2. Good, good, good. All right, we're getting movement. That 2 says this is 7. This is not. And then what else? I guess we could start to fill in some of this other information. Don't know how helpful it is, but maybe it's going to give us some of these digits on the sides. What are you guys? 1, 6, and 2. or some people would say 1, 2, and 6. There's a 6 here. There's a 6 here. 1, 2, and 6. No, the 1s and the 2s are already there, so we only have the 6s pointing down. Okay. Let's see. What else can we do? This can't be a 1. This can't be a 6, because that's a 2 or a 3 now. 2, 1 to 8, 3. This could still be a 3. Okay. I don't think we can determine what this is, because we don't have enough of a reduction. We do know that we have to see one of these two, though. So it has to be higher than a 5. That's a 5. The 6 has a little thing that connects. So there has to be a 6, 7, or an 8 on this thing. Which means it also has a 1, 2, or a 3 to be able to make 9. Well, these can't be 1 or 2. This can't be a 3. Now, there's no telling what digit goes where, because we see 2. We're always going to see one of these two. So that didn't really take us too far, did it? But oh well. What else can we do? Can we now get onto any of these guys? 1, 2. Trying to think about how this might now interact. Well, I guess this 6 here has lessened what this can be. Because we said it before, it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 from those options. 3, 4, 5, 6 would be the way to get to 6, but because we can't use the 6, we do now have this. So we will always have a 2 and a 3. Is that accurate? Because we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 4, 3, 2. So it's 2, 3, and 4, which means one of these is 3. Do I want to put those in there? I don't know if I do. Well, actually, the fact that there is a 2, 3, and 4 on this means this guy has to be a 2 or a 3. Because if you put both the 2 or the 3 here, you break this. So this is not a 1. So this sees either 2 of these or 3 of them. It still doesn't tell us what these necessarily are, but it's a little bit of something. What else can we say? 6, 7, 8, 9, not necessarily much there. 2, 4, 5, 1. I was trying to see if we could start ruling out some of these options, but I don't know that we can yet either. And there's nothing being pushed into this side just yet. Okay. Well, we got started here. Now we're sticking down again. Don't know what these are. I don't think we can do anything there for the moment. I feel like we need to get onto one of these other guys now. Question is, how are we going to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put these in like this. I don't know if I like that, though. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't like going across border like that. Thought it might help me visually, but I don't think it does. We do know one of these is a 4, so one of these is a 4. Is anything like that going to be useful? I guess we also know that these two digits are the same digit. Because the other one is going to go here. Again, I don't know if that's... I'll do a little color there, but I don't know if that's matters. It just means one of these two is that value, but we still have the 2 and the 3 here that could be possible. Okay. Well, what are we doing now? What are these two? They are just 6s and 7s, but that's not telling us much. These are 6, 8s, and 9s. Again, that's not really telling us much. We know there's a 3 up here. I guess we know there's a 5 up here too. We don't know the other digits, whatever's left over from this grouping. There's a 4 up here. And that's the only thing we know. Okay. All right, well. Oh, we can only see one digit. This circle was hiding behind the 1 for me. You can only see, this can never be a 9. Because if it was, you would always see this digit and this digit. That's a 7-8 pair, so this is not 7 or 8. That's good reduction here, at least. What else does that tell us? We already know that's over there. We already know a 2's over here. Oh, this can't be a 3. Duh. It's a 7-8 pair. This has to be 2. So this is also the 2, because we already showed that these are the same value. Okay. That still doesn't really tell us anything about this guy just yet. Although it might start to change our thought process about what this is. The 7 and the 8, this has to be the 8. Because we said it can only see one digit. So if this was the 7 and this was the 8, we'd see both of them. That forces the 9, which forces the 6. There we go. Getting the brain to work. This is a 1, 2, 3 now. And this can't be 3, so this is. So we're going to see 3 digits. This is 1 and 2. We're going to see all of these digits. And we have to be able to... Okay, there we go. Because this is now a 3, and we know the value of these two is 6, this has to be a 1, 5 pair. Because we can't do a 2, 4. So the 1 will go here, the 5 will go here. That means this is not a 5. Alrighty, now we know there's a 1, okay, that's helpful. We know there's a 1 on this Renban, so we know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. These are not 1, 2s, and 3s, or 4. These are not 1s. This is not 2 or 5. This is not 2 or 3. This is not 3 or 5. This is not 1 or 2. Just kind of putting this stuff in there so I have it. This is 6, by the way. Those aren't. Now, we've learned anything more that we can use here? 3, 4, and 7. This is not 4. This is not 3. Don't know if that helps us too much. One of these digits, or one of these guys, is a 9. We can say that. It's not you, so it's you. Okay. That means one of these two is 9. Now, we know these two digits. Well, this is not a 5. We're going to go into here. We just don't know where exactly they go. And I don't know if we can use too much of that right now. Okay, what else do we have? We see 3, so we've done this. We're going to have to probably just go down this line. Let's just put those digits in and see what comes out of it. Because we know these are 6s, so they're either 1 5s or 2 4s. There we go. This has to be a 4, which means this has to be a 2. Because it couldn't be 1, 2, or 5, so that's why it's 4. If it's 4, this is 2. This is not 1 or... Oops, wrong button. These are not 1 or 2s. This is not 2 or 5. So this has to be a 1, 5 pair. And 1, 2, 3 digits seen. Good. Okay, so this is not 1. This is not 8. We'll keep on getting rid of some stuff we can. This is not 1 or 4. This is not 5. Good. Making progress, making progress. This is a 1 here, and this is a 2 here. One of those is 7. I'm wondering if we want to just go through these options. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and 7. This is not 5 or 7. Okay. Which means there is 5 and 7 down here, like we already said. Don't quite know which one is which yet, though. Get rid of that marking. What about some of these other guys? Are they doing much use for us? Well, I guess we can reduce this guy, can't we? Because this can never be a 7. Because there's no way you can see all of the digits if this is the highest digit that's on it. I guess it can't be 6 either. Right? Because we'd have to see every single one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, we already know the 1 is hidden. That's not 6. Well, we already knew there's no 6s here anyway, but the point is there's more reductions we could have done there. So this only sees 3 or 4 digits. I was hoping for a little bit more there, but I guess it is what it is. Is there anything that's just a given on these? Well, this is a 1-2 pair. Didn't notice that. It's the only places the 1 and the 2 can go. And therefore this is 2 and 1. This is not 2, so this can't be 7. This just is a 3-6 grouping now because this is now reduced. So this has to be 6, this has to be 3. This is not 3. One of these two will be 3. This is not 3 or 5. Now we are left with one place to put the 3, so we're going to put it there. Now we can only see 3 of these guys. This one will always be seen, and then 2 more of these guys in some fashion. 3, 4, 5, okay. See if there's anything else here that we had that was clear. 3's one of those, no. Well, one of these 2 is a 3, but that's not super helpful. What are you? Because maybe we can figure this guy out a little bit better. The possible options are 1, 3, 4. Come on now. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Because that's what's left. It can't be 1 or 4. And it can't be 3. Okay, there we go. It is 5. Now we know this is 3. This is not 5. This is not 3. So we get the 1, 4 pair. And we don't have anything looking at that yet. Maybe there's something right here. We need 5, 7, and 8. This is 5. These are 7 and 8. Okay, that was sort of useful. These 3 digits are going to be 2, 4, and 9. This is 2 by Sudoku. That's perfect. These are 4 and 9, which is going to look back over here and give us 1 and 4. Good, 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 and good. What are these 2? 1, which goes here, and 7. These 3, including this one, are 3, 6, and 8. This is just 8. And this is just 6. There we go. That's 3. Now, this can't be 3. So this is 5, 6, and 7. Let's just get rid of those things here. Good. What is this digit? It's just a given now. It's 9. These 2 have to be 4 and 8. All right, let's put those in. Now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. We probably just have Sudoku, or we have to finish this guy off somehow. Let's look at Sudoku real quick. Ones are actually done. Twos are done. 3? 3 still has that X-wing we talked about earlier. 4s... No, not really. What about the 5? Yeah, the 5 now is up in this corner. Good. Sudoku to the rescue. This is a 5. Sudoku to the rescue. This is a 6-7 pair, so this now is 4. That forces the 8 and the 4. This is 4. This is not 4. Why are you... Can you please work, mouse? 3, 7 left over. Good. What else can we say about any of these guys? The 9 here says this is. This is not. These are 6, 7s, and 8s for the column. It can't be 8 down here, so this is a 6 or a 7, which says this is 8. Now we said we had to have a 6 over here, so this is the 6 and this is the 7, which gives us the 3 and the 7, and this then has to be a 3. Let's make sure these are good to go. This is 5. This is a given 6. This is a given 8. Okay, we're just going to have to finish off some of these. Or actually, it's probably this guy right here, right? Because we only see 1 so far. So these both have to be seen. 6 and 7. Good. Now we should be able to finish something up here. What are these 3 digits? 4, 8, and 9. This is not 4. This is not 8 or 9, so it's 6 and 7. This is 8 and 7. 4 9s. This one we don't have there. The 8 says this isn't 8. That is a 4-9 pair. Okay, let's look through these guys then. Because I think we've used every other clue, right? Yeah, we have. Okay, so it's just Sudoku now. What do we have? 6 and 9. Yep, we can do that. This is 9. This is 6. These are 7 and 8, so it's 8 and 7. Now we're good to go. This is 9. This is 4. This is 8. This is 9. This is 4. There we go. Took a little longer than it should have been. I couldn't get my brain to really work out how to get started on this thing. But once we got the obvious clue here under wraps, we were able to kind of push through it and get going. So really, I do enjoy this puzzle. I still, as I said in the very beginning, I can't remember if I put one of these on the channel yet or not. I think I had a while back, but if not, this is the first one we've done. So we'll see. Anyway, really enjoyed this one. I hope we see some more of these coming up. Or these things kind of come up every now and again. Nice change of pace to a lot of the standard rule sets that we do see. So anyway, enjoyed it a lot. Hope y'all did as well. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, join, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you next one. Thanks a lot.